कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे
Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari. Gopijana Vallabha Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Rama. Jayo Krishna Balaram, Jayo Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jayo Krishna Balaram. Jayo Nittai Gauranga, Jayo Nittai Gauranga, Nittai Gauranga, Jayo Nittai Gauranga. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, Chapter 3, Text number 41. Please repeat after me. Adruštva anyatamam loke. Adruštva anyatamam loke. Shilaudarya gunai samam. Shilaudarya gunai samam. Aham suto vam abhavam. Aham suto vam abhavam. Prishnigarbha iti shrutaha. वृष्णिगर्भा इति श्रुतः अदृष्ट्यान्मतमं लोके शीलौदार्या गुणैः समम् गर्भा इति श्रुतः अदृष्ट्वा अन्यतमं लोके शीलौदार्य गुणः समाम् अहं सुतो वामभवम् वृष्णिगर्भा इति श्रुतः अदृष्ट्वान्यतमं लोके शीलौदार्य गुणैः समम् अहं सुतो वामभवम् वृष्णिगर्भा इति श्रुतः अदृष्ट्वा अन्यतमं लोके शीलौदार्या गुणैः समम् अहं सुतो वामभवम् वृष्णिगर्भा इति श्रुतः word to word translation. Please repeat after me. Adrishtva, not finding. Anyatamam, anyone else. Loke, in this world. Shila Audharya Gunaihi, with the transcendental qualities of good character and magnanimity. Samam, equal to you. Aham, I. Sutaha, the son. Vam, of both of you. Abhavam, became. Prishnigarbaha, celebrated as born of Prishni. Iti, thus. Shrutaha, I am known. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Since I found no one else as highly elevated as you in simplicity and other qualities of good character, I appeared in this world as Prishnigarbha, or one who is celebrated as having taken birth from Prishni. Purport. In Treta Yuga, the Lord appeared as Prishnigarbha. Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura says, Prishnigarbhao iti smoyam Treta Yuga Avataro Lakshate. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yenam Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Itinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pasyata Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Since I found no one else as highly elevated as you in simplicity and other qualities of good character, I appeared in this world as Prishnigarbha, or one who is celebrated as having taken birth from Prishni. So what is happening here is first Vasudeva offers prayers to the Supreme Lord who is just born, and then Devaki offers her prayers. And after that, now Lord Krishna is addressing both Vasudeva and Devaki. I'll read a few more verses around this so that you have a little bit more context of what exactly is happening. So here, the Supreme Personality of Godhead replied, "My dear mother, best of the chaste, in your previous birth, in the Swayambhuva millennium, you were known as Prishni, and Vasudeva, who was the most pious Prajapati, was named Sutapa. When both of you were ordered by Lord Brahma to create progeny, you first underwent severe austerities by controlling your senses. My dear father and mother, you endured rain, wind, strong sun, scorching heat, and severe cold, suffering all sorts of inconvenience according to different seasons. By practicing pranayama to control the air within the body through yoga, and by eating only air and dry leaves fallen from the trees, you cleanse your minds of all dirty things. In this way, desiring a benediction from me, you worship me with peaceful minds. Thus you spent 12,000 celestial years performing difficult activities of tapasya in consciousness of me, Krishna consciousness. O sinless Mother Devaki, after the expiry of 12,000 celestial years in which you constantly contemplated me within the core of your heart, with great faith, devotion, and austerity, I was very much satisfied with you, since I am the best of all the bestowers of benediction, appeared in this same form as Krishna to ask you to take from me the benediction you desire. You then expressed your desire to have a son exactly like me. Being husband and wife, but always sonless, you were attracted by sexual desires, for by the influence of Deva Maya, transcendental love, you wanted to have me as your son. Therefore, you never desired to be liberated from this material world. After you received the benediction and I disappeared, you engaged yourselves in sex to have a son like me, and I fulfilled your desire." Since then, today's verse was, how the Lord found nobody as highly elevated in simplicity and good character. Right? Then he says, in the next millennium, I again appear from the two of you who appear as my mother Aditi and my father Kashyapa. And I was known as Upendra, and because of being a dwarf, I was also known as Vamana. O supremely chaste mother, I, the same personality, have now appeared of you both as your son for the third time. Take my words as the truth. So, we see some very interesting lessons in spiritual life by the exemplary characteristics of Prishni and Sutapa. So, in the Vedic tradition, you will see this as a very common, usually we call it like a playbook. In business terms, you say, right? If you want to do something, you do it once and you create a playbook. And you can use that playbook to keep doing more and more things just by repeating, what is given over there. And so, the spiritual playbook of doing anything for the service of the Lord, like here, Brahma asked Prajapati Sutapa to create progeny. Right? So before going about doing that, what did they do? They said, See, we need to purify ourselves to be able to do this service. Right? It's a service that they're doing for the pleasure of the Lord. And the Lord's representative, Brahma, is also a pure devotee of the Lord. And so, they would go and perform austerities for 12,000 years. Just surviving on air and dry leaves that have fallen from the trees. We talk about trying to minimize, our impact on other living entities. Think about it. Sometimes, people say, oh, you vegetarians, you're also killing, plants. You're also causing harm. So in the purest form over here, if you actually look at Satya Yuga and how people lived, Satya Yuga, people would used to live in the forest, right? From discarded, dried up, leaves and all they would gather, because this is nature. This thing, the leaves keep discarding, they keep falling, and they will gather all that, and they'll create a thatched, roof and create a small place for them to live, and they would just sustain on fruits that fall from the trees and like this leaves and air which is sort of freely available and water and things like that. Very simple life, because their focus was spiritual enlightenment. And so here, 12,000 years they're undergoing austerities. They're creating the right consciousness. They're creating the right situation. Right? See, this tapasya also creates the power for you to do things in this world. In this world, if you want to do anything, you need some energy. So this is the playbook of doing spiritual activities, which is you do austerities and you do tapasya. It gives you, not only it puts you in proper consciousness, because you see, what was the purpose? They wanted to make sure that they are in proper consciousness of serving. And so now, that then they can go do something, and that activity will actually take you closer to Krishna. It will make you spiritually advanced. So, similarly, you see in many other instances, you will see devotees will do that. In fact, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he also did, before embarking on a big preaching mission, creating the Gaudiya Mata and all that. He did something very extraordinary. Anybody remembers what he did? He was chanting 1 billion times, like 10 years. He was chanting 3 lakh times, just like Haridas Thakur. I think it took like 10 years something, right? Isn't that what it said? Huh? 12 years. I somehow remember it something in that time frame. That when you're talking about that many years, plus or minus. Can you imagine? It literally means if you have to do 3 lakh times, you maybe will be left with about 4 or 5 hours in a day, right? 4 hours or 5 hours for everything else in this thing. And he did that for 10 years. Even Srila Prabhupada, if you see like that, he was sitting in Vrindavan, in Radha Damodar temple, and he was practicing. He was writing and he was preparing, and then every day there are many pastimes that are told of devotees who have seen somebody who used to live right next to Radha Damodar temple. You would say in the late in the night, we would see Srila Prabhupada would be sitting in front of Rupa Goswami's samadhi over there, right? And he would be crying and he would be chanting, begging for the mercy of Rupa and Sanatana. So, this kind of simplicity of heart and purity of heart is what really attracts Krishna and Krishna's attention. If we want to serve the Supreme Lord, these are the qualities that we need to develop and aim for, so that we're able to attract the mercy of Krishna, so that we can actually be an instrument in his hands to do something. And that is why Srila Prabhupada gave us this tapasya of nicely chanting 16 rounds of Hare Krishna every day, reading Bhagavatam and all that. So that the potency of that, if you do really nice chanting, that the spiritual energy that you get, also it's tapasya. It creates a lot of material goodness as well, puts you in the right consciousness. Then your ability to attract the Supreme Lord and his guidance. Because you see, the Paramatma is present in everyone's heart. Paramatma is present in the heart of the worst criminal as well. And the Paramatma in the worst criminal's heart is also giving him advice. Oh, please, don't do this. Please, be a good person. Do like this. Here's how. Constantly is trying to give advice. But a criminal doesn't have that mindset to listen. Doesn't have the stillness of mind to even sit and listen for a second what Paramatma is trying to guide. So Guru is the representation of Paramatma externally, and Paramatma is in the heart, constantly guiding all of us. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a very similar situation. Vasudeva Datta was one very great devotee of the Lord, who attracted Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. Again, for his very simple, pure heart. Anybody remembers what he did? He wanted to take on the sins of all living entities. And he said, please liberate everybody. Right? I'll just read Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, 15th chapter. So he's saying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. My dear Lord, I'll just read in the Sanskrit, the Bengali as well. Jivera papalana muni karon naraka bhoga sakala jivera prabhu guchaho bhavaroga. My dear Lord, let me suffer perpetually in a hellish condition, accepting all the sinful reactions of all living entities. Please finish the diseased material life. He's telling all these people are suffering so much in this, in this world over here. So, please let me take that suffering, so that I can I can suffer on their behalf, and they can actually get liberated, get your mercy, and go back to God. Eta shuni mahaprabhura chitta dravila ashru kampa swaram bhange kahite lagila. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard Vasudeva Datta's statement, his heart became very soft. Tears flowed from his eyes, and he began to tremble. In a faltering voice, he spoke as follows. Very interesting, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. I'll just read more verse. Tumara vichitra nahe, tumi sakshat prahalada, Tumara upare Krishnera Sampurna Prasada. Accepting Vasudeva Datta as a great devotee, the Lord said, such a statement is not at all astonishing because you are the incarnation of Prahlad Maharaj. It appears that Lord Krishna has bestowed complete mercy upon you. There is no doubt about it. Right? So Vasudeva Datta was an incarnation of Prahlad Maharaj, and he had that purity of thought and consciousness to beg for the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, saying, please liberate everybody. Everybody is suffering so much in this material world. So we should all have this simple, humble attitude of focusing on, okay, on a daily basis, if you want to serve, if you want to really attract the mercy of Krishna, then how do we create the right atmosphere, the right consciousness where we can attract the mercy of the Lord? That is why, Prabhupada many times used to quote a Christian saying. He used to say, blessed are those whose minds are simple. Having a simple mind, having a simple heart, without complexity and duplicity. What is the opposite of it? Opposite of that is duplicity. Right? Complexity is the English opposite, but what it means is that you're so complex in your thinking that it results in duplicity. Right? So some of the biggest challenges in spiritual life that prevents us from actually focusing on our purification and actually working on becoming better devotees is because of the social nature of Krishna consciousness movement and the social expectations of, okay, what does the society expect? How should I this thing? After all, we are an organization of devotees. There are hundreds of devotees, and we read every day what Prabhupada did, what pure devotees did. And so we all want to be that. We want to emulate that qualities. But what is actually going on in our heart? Right? Because we should, most of us, there is a significant gap between what is going on in our heart and what is the standard of a wonderful devotees of the Lord. How will we know when they're ready? I'm just continuing till they get an ETA, at least we can plan on. Five more minutes. Okay, we'll go till 8:10. No problem. Right? There is a gap between what is expected and what we are. But you see, and devotees somehow think that, oh, what, if I express that gap, or if I say that this thing, no, everybody is this thing is so pure, and this thing, if I tell about my challenges and this thing, then what will devotees think of me? Sometimes they'll say, what will authorities think of me? They'll think that I'm not qualified. They won't give me service. They won't, I won't get some important position or some this thing or something like that. Right? Society, this thing, because everybody, that's the problem with this societal structure of living, right? It becomes that, oh, I need to project that I am a senior devotee, I am doing this many years of practicing of Krishna consciousness or whatever. But by creating a front of who we are not, you are actually attracting Maya's attention instead of attracting Krishna's attention. Where Krishna wants to come and stay in your heart, Maya says, oh, this is fertile ground for me. I will come and I will appear in front of you, just like Krishna appeared. Maya will appear in front of you, and will bless you nicely, so that you can have Maya as your son, or your daughter. And you know what is going to happen after that, right? That is the reality. We attract Maya's attention by this duplicity in our heart. And the reality is, think about it, what problem does it solve for you? You are what you are. You can put whatever drama you want in front of the outside world, in front of devotees and these things, but the challenges that you're facing, the the effort where you need to put, the purification that needs to happen, all of that will be curtailed. Why? Because now Maya will come and give you wonderful ideas. Oh, you are this, you are that. And then we get lured by, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in a Sikshashtaka is talking about Danam, the Janam, Sundarim, Kavitam, va Jagadisha Kamaye, Mama Janmani, Janmanishware. Bhavatat Bhakti Rahe Tukiya. What is it? Janma Janmanishware. Rahe Tuki Trai. Right? So, Prabhupada many times used to say, in a sense, Krishna consciousness movement that Srila Prabhupada built, we are actually cursed with too much of opulence. We have too much of followers and too much of because naturally what will happen? You will attract. There will be all jana. What is that? Sundarim, Kavitam, Jagadishakame. All of those things. Wealth will be there. Followers will be there. Beautiful, women will be there. Women, men, all the same thing, right? Because what will happen? You will attract people with, good karma, because they also want to become pure. They also this thing. Naturally, anybody who is having very good karma will have Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shri. This is, natural to be expected. But instead of all of this being used for spreading Krishna consciousness, for creating positivity in the world, we can get caught up in enjoying all these things with the wrong consciousness, without understanding our situation, and then that creates so much of unfortunate situations in the movement. Right? So that is why, if you ask like Madhupadu Prabhu many times, he keeps saying, Bangalore temple, from day one, when they were in a small house in Mahalakshmi layout, they used to have some rent of some 5,000 rupees or something. Their expenditure was some 10,000 rupees or something. In those days, talking about 1980s, it's still a big sum, right? And they would be struggle to make that this thing, and somehow magically Lakshmi would come and they would do this thing. Two, it'll be hundreds of crores income, hundreds of crores expenditure, but that day also there was no money in the bank. Now also there's no money in the bank. He says, if you want to have a nice functioning temple, don't have any money in the bank. You spend everything, for spreading the movement. Take on more things, more these things, so that you're always, there should be some anxiety. Oh, how will this run? How will this happen? Right? Otherwise, the other things many organizations do, they will create endowments. And those endowments become hundreds of millions, sometimes they become billions of dollars. So now, there is no difficulty in, there's no hard work you have to do to maintain and these things, and then it creates a completely different situation. Right? So for our own purification, we need this tapasya. We need that, that anxiety. Because if you don't take anxiety for Krishna, what will happen? You'll have to take material anxiety. That is unfortunate reality. So we should all pray for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. To attract his mercy, we have to develop the consciousness of Vasudeva Datta, develop the consciousness of Prishni and Sutapa and Prahlad Maharaj, all these wonderful exalted devotees who are examples of guidance for us, where we have very simple consciousness, where we are on a daily basis evaluating what is my consciousness, what should I be focusing on, how can I get the mercy of Guru and Vaishnavas to improve myself, to improve my consciousness. And with that simplicity, accepting who we are, what our actual situation is, you see, it will attract Krishna. Why? Because you see, accepting of the faults is half the problem solved. The reality is, if anybody thinks that they don't have faults, it's a illogical argument or thinking. Why? You wouldn't be in this material world if you didn't have faults. In jail, if you go in the jail and say, oh, all nice people are there in the jail, it's not possible. You're in the jail means you're a criminal. Now, question is, are you a first class criminal or you are a third class criminal? That is the only difference. So we should all try to at least be first class, criminals, where you are, I guess, the good first class, or not the bad first class. Where we are, we're helping the jail warden, in taking care of the jail and making sure everybody is in a good getting purified. Then more or less you get the freedom of being outside of the jail. That is the Vaikuntha atmosphere that we can create in Vaishnava communities, where even though we are in the jail, we are not in the jail, because we are so close to the warden and we are helping the warden in purifying everybody, that you're almost like like wardens. You are given that freedom to do things and to act in different ways. So this is what Prabhupada wanted in our movement. So that is why, if you see, our main activity for the day is our chanting. Is the greatest weapon against Maya that we have is our chanting and our purification, so that we can keep our heart simple and pure and attract the mercy of the Lord. Okay, we'll stop here. Anybody has any quick questions before they start blowing the conch? Any thoughts? Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki, Bol Premanande.